Hi everyone, my name is Dr.T.SUMATHI, Assistant Professor, Department of Zoology. Today we have to discuss about the subject Developmental Biology, the topic also Gametogenesis. First we have to know about what is meant by Developmental Biology and why you have to study this one. This is a very interesting subject, because we have to know about ourselves. Normally, developmental biology deals with the studies and the process of cells and multicellular organism. The stages, how the stages is growing, developing, and the genes are controlled by any one of the hormones, any one of the enzymes, everything also. After that, we have to gain the knowledge of normal development process and can aid us to understanding the developmental, sometimes it may be the abnormalities. Normal cell divisions occurs during mitosis and meiosis, 2 cell, 4 cell, 8 cell, 16 cells and 32 cells. After 32 cells, organ also developed stage by stage. In case the divisions have some modification, the cell is goes to abnormalities, that is called cancer. After that, is one of the scientists identified Hans Spemann, that is obtained the Nobel laureate in 1935, one of the most remarkable biologists in 20th century. Why we are called is a founder of modern experimental embryology or developmental biology. After that, right now we have to learn gametogenesis. First, we have to learn what is the process occurs in the gametogenesis. The gamete means both male and female reproductive cells. Gametogenesis is a process, it producing the gamete or sex cells from germ cells. That is a primordial germ cells. The gametogenesis is a process of developing mature cytodifferentiation. Cyto means cells. In after gametogenesis, what we obtained from that result, the production of haploid gametes such as oocyte, it may be oocyte in the female and the spermatozoa in the male. This diagrams is explaining the oogenesis and the spermatogenesis. Both of them is called gametogenesis. In oogenesis, the egg also participate. The 2N is developed from primary oocyte. It is haploid, it is division of the haploid N. The N is a secondary oocyte. And the spermatogenesis, 2N is a diploid cell. It is formation of haploid cell, that is called secondary spermatocyte. After that, production of the sperm. The fusion of egg and sperm is the formation of fertilization. Structure of human sperm. The structure of human sperm also have the head region, middle region and the tail region. The head regions also have the nucleus and known as the agrosomes. After that, head region is attached with the body region, that is called a neck region, and also it is called a middle piece. That middle piece also contain a mitochondria, that is called mitochondrion. It looks like a spiral shape. Another one is a plasma membrane is covered and the body part, and it is here also is a tail region and the end regions also occurs. The head of the sperm contains DNA molecules which combined with the egg's DNA will create a new individual. The tip of the sperm head is the portion is called agrosomes. The agrosome which enables the sperm penetrate to the egg. The agrosome goes to egg to piercing. The middle piece of the content, it is a mitochondria which supply the energy in the tail to need move. It is move from one place to a place. That is it giving the energy from the obtaining the energy from the mitochondria. This is a spermatogenesis occurs. Spermatogonia, it also have the haploid cell, that is called 2N. After mitotic divisions occur, primary oocyte, spermatocyte also developed. After meiosis also occur, the secondary spermatocyte also formed. After spermatocyte, meiosis second stage also occurs, that is called the spermatid. That is called the spermogenesis. During formation of spermatid, there is a 4 spermatid is formed in the spermatogonia. The spermiogenesis, it produced a 4 matured spermatozoa in the 2n diploid cells. During spermatogenesis, the process of the sperm mother cell, it goes to the seminiferous tubules and the testis changes the haploid spermatozoon. It is a continuous process and starts with the male. It attains the puberty stage and it remains in the continuity till death. It also developing. The process of spermatogenesis takes place in the stages. After that, the formation of spermatid. The spermatid also already I told you haploid male gamete. It results from the divisions and the secondary spermatocyte also developed. After formation of spermatozoa, the sperm also developed the male sex cell and carrying the mans in the genetic materials also. So, what are the stages occurs during the spermatogenesis? The main of the formation of spermatid is to take place in the 3 stages. One is a multiplication phase, another one is a growth phase, another one is a maturation phase. Now, the name also multiplication phase, the cells also multiplied from that stages. But what are the process occurs? The differentiation of the germ cells, it is present in the seminiferous tubule and the testes are called spermatogonia or sperm mother cells. These sperm mother cells also developed and proliferated by mitotic division. During mitotic division, the cells also divided. The primary germ cells and the germinal epithelium, the lining of the seminiferous tubules. The spermatogonia have the prominent nuclei that is containing a 2n or diploid number of chromosomes. It is normally human being also there are 23 pair of chromosomes, totally 46 chromosomes in the human being also. Everything also occurs in the multiplication phase. Another one is a growth phase. Some of the spermatogonia stop division in the growth phase because after cell division, it is developed in the growth phase. It increases the size by accumulation of the cytoplasm and also nutritive material. The nutritive material is obtained from that one. They became changes into the primary spermatozoite from N. This process is called spermatocytogenesis. Spermatocytogenesis means the sperm cells also genesis means formation. The primary spermatogenesis spermatocyte or tubule size, the formation of spermatogonia. In maturation phase, the spermatogenesis, the primary spermatocyte are ready to first meiotic or maturation divisions. The homologous of the chromosome is start to pairing. Each homologous chromosome split longitudinally and by the chiasma formations. The exchange of the genetic material or crossing over takes place between the chromatid of the homologous chromosomes. After the homologous chromosome is pairing and the synapsis, it is a synapsis means interchanging of the chromosome between them. The DNA amount is a duplicated at the beginning of the division and it results in the formation of 4 spermatid. All these are haploid cells. In after that, the maturation phase, everything also developed. The formation of all the internal and the external primary spermatocyte undergoes a maturation division in a meiosis division. During meiotic division is a reduction division. And it produced a 4 spermatid with half number of the chromosomes. It is necessary to maintain the number of chromosomes is constant from the generation since the somatic cells contain a diploid number of chromosomes. The sperm, ovum and the diploid chromosome and the fusion would be the doubling of the chromosome and each successive generation. After that, it is a meiotic division, the crossing over occurs. It provides a new combination of the genetic material from egg and ovum. It bring about the variation through the evolutions also. This first we have to know about the human sperm. After that, this slide also we have known about the human egg. The human egg in centrally it have the nucleus. The nucleus also surrounded by the some cytoplasmic substance, colloidal substance that is called the cytoplasm. In generally the center also it have the zona pellucida in one of the side, in base side, that is surrounded by the jelly coat also. After corona radiata, the follicle cells is present. The rounding of the extra bodies is occurred, that is called polar bodies. The polar bodies also developed during the stages of next stages. This is a primordial germ cells. It is coming from the egg, how the ovulation occurs. Secondary oocyte is developed from that one. Normal corpus luteum also occurs. Ruptured follicle occurs. Primary oocyte, primary follicle cells, that shape of the ovary. That is normal. All the side cells occurs. After matured the follicle cell, the ovulation occurs. Secondary oocyte also developed. A normal primordial germ cells, the oogenesis. Primary oocyte, after that it is a ruptured and mitotic divisions occur. The secondary oocyte also developed. At the time also first polar body is formed. After that it developed from the chromosome and the second polar bodies, and one haploid ruptured egg is ooted is formed. That is a haploid, it's a ruptured egg. In oogenesis also have the some of the stages, that is a multiplication phase, growth phase and the maturation phase. In multiplication phase, in this phase the diploid germ cells are divided by the mitosis to form diploid oogonia in the oogenesis and the spermatogonia in the spermatogenesis. In growth phase, this phase involved only the growth in size. After that, the growth phase, during growth phase, it does not multiply. All the multiplication is stopped, the growth phase is occurred. After that, the multiplication phase, after that, maturation phase also. This phase involves a meiotic division, not mitosis division. In this also have the two phases in the maturation phase. Oogenesis is the process, the formation of female gamete. After that process, the begin inside the fetus before birth. The steps of oogenesis, the production of oocyte before birth, the oocyte do not divide in further, it stopped everything. Either they became secondary oocyte or degenerate. The oogenesis occurs in the outermost layer of the ovary. This starting from the oogenesis, the germ cell is called oogonium. Why we called oogonium? It undergoes a mitotic division and increases in the number, so it is called oogonium. This process oogenesis is take place in the some of the steps, that is called prenatal, antral and pre-ovulatory steps also. This is picture shows the oogenesis occurs in the ovary. Normal corpus luteum, another one is ovary cells, follicle cells, everything, primordial germ cells, everything also occurs. In mitotic event that occurs in the mitosis, the oogonia, the stem cells also, first of primordial germ cells, that is called stem cells. It undergoes a mitotic division and it is coming from the primary oocyte, that is mitosis. During mitotic stage, the cell divisions occur. Another the stages also multiplication phase, after that growth phase, another one is a maturation phase. Multiplication phase occurs in that one, and the growing also occurs in the side, that is a follicle cells and oocyte cells, primordial follicle cells, everything also called primary oocyte. After primary oocyte, the primordial cells also have developed primary oocyte, that is arrested in the prophase. Upper four stages also occurs, one is a prophase, metaphase, anaphase and telophase. After that, they have to develop in the primary oocyte, that is childhood stage also. The primary oocyte, the stem cells is developed and also growing in the follicle cells. After that, it is formation of vesicular follicle cells. During that time also spindle formed. The spindle formations occurs in the chromosome developed stages. The meiotic stages also occurs. It is completed by one primary oocyte and each of the month. The first polar body also formed in that one. During first polar bodies, the spindle formation automatically occurs. The secondary oocyte is developed, that is called metaphase second, and at times also ovulations occur. In this follicle cells in the ovary, the ovulated the secondary oocyte, and also at that time ovulations and the sperm also gives that one. The meiosis occurs, the polar bodies in the in polar bodies the meiosis does not occur, only the ruptured matured egg only occur. After that meiosis take place, the meiosis completed, the sperms also penetrate to the ovum. The second polar body also ruptured and the polar bodies is degenerated. The matured only ooted eggs, the ovum, the sperm also fused after that formation of zygote. That ovulated secondary oocyte is developed from that once it is ruptured from the follicle cells. This is one of the oogenesis process. In oogenesis, the process of formation of female gamete, the type of the gametogenesis, it is coming from the ova. This ova is otherwise called egg. It is also called female gamete. It is formed and produced the female gamete is known as ovum. The ovum is otherwise called egg, or it is coming from the ovary, and also ova. It is a female gamete. Everything also is called ovum. In general term, the female gamete are referred to as eggs. Everybody is saying in the eggs, but the word egg can involve the various stages of the development, because it developing some of the significance occurs in the egg various is based on the type of organism. In type of normal invertebrates animals also developed in the egg, in mammals also developed in the different stages occurs in the egg development. So generally it is called egg. For example, once after the birds laying the egg, the entire development of an egg until the transformation of the egg into the chick, it occurs within the egg. In the egg, normal egg yolk content. Hence, egg also have the albumin, and also it centrally it have the yellow color yolk material. What is the role of this yolk material? Young ones is developed from that yolk material. After developing the stages 24 hours and 48 hours, 72 hours and 96 hours, all the hours development inside of the egg, it obtaining the nutrient from that yolk material. Whereas the normal placental mammals, that once the egg is fully developed and fertilized, from that it belongs to the divided and more it called an egg. It is a no more called an egg, because it does not occurring in the intaking of the nutrient from that once. It is a placent mammals in monthly ones, in female also have the pair of ovary. In each month the ovary also producing the egg. After the ovulation occurs is a division and no more call it the egg. We need to recall that every ovum has to be haploid in itself, and also it consists of single copy of every chromosomes. This copy of every chromosomes also developed from the different stage of the different type of the organisms. This developmental of oocyte, it take place in the ovaries, because the ovaries also occurs in obtaining and storing of the all the ovulations occurs. All the cells, hormones, everything controlled by the ovaries. Every oocyte is neighbored, and it follicle cells from the follicle is formed. The follicle cells also matured, the ovulation occurs, and ovary also ruptured from the ones. When these follicle cycle, the ovulation cyclic is occurs in the menstrual cycle. The menstrual cycle occurs in the monthly one. The development, in case the sperm does not fusion with the egg, the time the egg also ruptured and comes out from that, ooze out from it. That is called menstrual cycle. The cycle is occurs in the 28th stage. The primary oocyte is initiate and grow bigger, and the follicle cells are also rising in the number. It causing the follicle cells to grow and larger too. Normally, some of the maturing oocyte, it is a degenerate. After that, the gene generated leave and just one follicle to mature in that once. Here, the normal cells is sometimes the cell divisions occurs in the one cell's normal fusion of the egg and the sperm. And normal cells divided into 2 cells, 4 cells, 8 cells. The division of the egg is varied. The 2 cells does not divide in normal, it is divided into 4 cells. That times also same prenatal twins may be born. Upon all the divisions from the oocyte, the ovaries, it also developed from the everything, the prenatal twins may be born. It is a distinct in the genetically. Genetically obtained from that one, it is varied from the young ones also. they happen it is birth of the same, that is called twins. When the follicle attain the maturity, the primary oocyte is finishes its primary mitotic division and became the formation of secondary oocyte. Soon after, the follicle is breaks and the secondary oocyte is liberated in the fallopian tube, even when the second mitotic division has not happened. The time also it is releasing of the secondary oocyte from the ovary is known as ovulations. In this conclusion, in this gametogenesis, the gametogenesis is a significant part in the mammal reproduction. It is important also, through which the germ cells, its lineage undergoes the series of complex and developmental process. It is fully matured gamete. It is called spermatozoa and the oocyte also. The number of conditions including infertility, the result is the abnormal circumstances of the gametogenesis. So we have to maintaining eating the food and we have to maintaining the egg and also given the birth, the gametogenesis also important in the developmental biology.